Hi guys, this is the Betamax man again. This is going to be an extension of the April LaserDisc video. So this is just going to be called April LaserDisc's Extended. I might change the titles to April LaserDisc's Part 1 and April LaserDisc's Extension Part 2. So that's what we're going to do. Now, I was talking about Men in Black, that was coming in the mail. And so I received that a few days ago. And I just now recently got in Dr. Dolittle, which is brand new sealed, which we're going to take a look at. We're going to open it up, so we need to break the seal so we can open it. And let me show you the Men in Black. So we have Dr. Dolittle, we have Men in Black, and then we have Ghostbusters 2. Now, Ghostbusters 2 was a sealed disc. So that one was new. And I put it into its protective sleeve, so let's look at the back. So we're going to look at the back here, and this is number 2. I'm currently looking for number 1. Now, there was a seller on eBay, and now he wanted $30 for the original Ghostbusters, and I think that is just too much money for that movie. If I was going to pay $30 for it, it would have had to have been sealed. Now, I paid close to that. I think I paid close to $30 for Ghostbusters 2, but this was a sealed copy. So, I wanted one that's not going to have scratches on it. So, let's look at the... Now, the Men in Black was a used copy. It was in okay condition. The only problem that I have is right here on the edge. You can see where the ink has worn off, and that's the only damage to it. There's the corners kind of look like that, but they're not too bad. The corners, I mean, it's got some damage to the corners, obviously, but what LaserDisc doesn't. There we go. So, there's the back of this one. Men in Black. Great LaserDisc. Great movie. I remember my dad bought this movie on VHS for my brother and I. Me and my brother begged my father, please, please get this on videotape, please, please, please. And finally, I think we did some chores. Dad was always wanting us to earn something rather than be given to us. Now, my dad didn't have a lot of money, so we were, at one time, we were middle-class family, but then when we moved to the coast, jobs were very scarce, and the jobs that you were able to get down there were low-paying jobs, and so we didn't have a lot of money. But the point I'm trying to make is that it's better for you to earn something than to just have it be given to you. So I was always taught a good work ethic by both of my parents, mom and my dad. I was taught the value of $1, So anyway, but that kind of irrelevant to the story. But anyway, my dad got Men in Black on VHS for us. Now, I believe this was back in the late 90s. And this would have been, I think, 96, maybe 97. I think it might have came out in, I think, 97. But anyway, yeah, so my brother and I watched this movie a lot. My sisters watched it a lot. And so we kind of wore the tape out because we had watched it so many times. So this was always kind of one of my favorite films. Now, as for Dr. Dolittle, we have this. So we'll unwrap it. This one, I'm not sure what I paid for it. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but I think I paid close to $20 for this film. Maybe a little more than that. But this is a great film. This was a cool show, and they only had like 2 of these listed. And I think there were only 2 sealed ones, and then the other ones were used. And I wanted to buy the sealed one because the sealed is always better. And how it says widescreen edition. That was the cool thing about LaserDisc, is that, you know, back in the 90s, LaserDiscs really took off. And one of the reasons why they took off was because of the fact that you could get the movies in their original presentation, the way it would have been seen in the theaters, which is widescreen. Widescreen was a big thing back in the 90s when I was growing up. It was a really big thing. In the 80s, it was always pan and scan versions. But the 90s, they were really saved LaserDiscs. Because widescreen was just really a popular way to view the movies, you know, because this is the way that we would have seen it in the theaters. Now, I was never able to watch movies in the theater because, like I said, you know, we moved to the coast, and the jobs were not very good, and my dad, you know, did the best that he could. He worked, you know, 2 jobs, and my mom had a lot of health problems, and she couldn't work for most of that time period. But then when my mom, you know, health got better, you know, she went to work to help. Anyway, but yeah, so widescreen releases were one of the great things about LaserDisc. Now, another thing that was really great about LaserDisc is the picture quality. The picture quality was superb. I mean, it was broadcast quality, you know, and broadcast quality, when I'm saying that, I mean anything over 400 lines was basically considered broadcast quality. And so, yeah, you got really good picture quality, and you were able to see it the way it was shown in the theaters, which was this widescreen presentation. Because people didn't like having the sides lopped off. What they actually do is you do lose some picture quality when they do the pan and scan, because what they're doing is they're zooming in and cutting the sides off so that it fits the 4x3 TV. And there's a lot of videos out there that will explain the widescreen versus the full screen, and it will go into more detail. So if you want to know more detail about the widescreen presentations, go on YouTube or go on Google. They have great sources. Yeah, so pan and scan, really, the widescreen image, they zoomed it in, took off the sides, and there was your image. And they had to move the image from, like, maybe in the center, maybe they move it over here to the side, or they move it over here, because what was happening in the film, you wanted to see the main characters, and you wanted to see, you know, so they would have to literally shift back and forth like that throughout the movie. They had to remake the film for the pan and scan releases. Now, of course, by the late 90s, Beta was gone. Beta was dead. And I used to think that Beta was 94 was the last time that you could get movies on that format. I actually found a Mission Impossible Betamax tape, still sealed, and it had all the Beta stickers on it to identify that it was the Beta format, because they put Beta tapes in VHS sized cases and slapped on titles like the Beta format. They put Beta sticker. A lot of things they used to put this little oval sticker, you know, and put it on there. And but anyway, so I'm thinking that, yeah, you could have special ordered it. Maybe, you know, definitely up to 1996, because Mission Impossible with Tom Cruise, that was a 1996 film. And so that was something that was special ordered, because back in about 1992, that was the last time that you could get pre-recorded movies on Beta in stores. But you could still special order in that format. But again, you're gonna pay a lot more money, because now you're specializing it. You're getting something that isn't supposed to be on that format, but okay, you pay us a lot of money, and okay, yeah, we'll send you a copy of it on Beta. So I'm a huge Beta fan. And also, somebody mentioned they seen the fact that I had the Aristocats on Betamax, and they seen that. And he commented on me, and he said that this was a 96 release. And I actually didn't believe him, and I argued with him. I said, no, 94 was the last year that you could get pre-recorded stuff on Beta. He said, no, that is a 96 release. So he could be very well right. And he was very adamant about it, very sure of himself, that this Aristocats that I had was in fact a 1996 version. So he could be right. After seeing on eBay that Mission Impossible, a film from 1996 that was on the Beta format, that was definitely something that was special ordered. And it was sealed. Why didn't I buy it? Oh, get this. This guy thinks that it's worth $4 million. That's right. He's got a price tag of $4 million. Or maybe it was $4,000. It was probably $4,000. Yeah, he wanted $4,000. It was either $4,000 or $4 million. I'm more inclined to believe that it was $4,000. Let's just go with that. But yeah, $4,000. I don't care how rare it is. Nobody is going to pay you $4,000 for a Beta cassette. The guy was out of his fucking mind. Excuse my language, but the guy was out of his fucking mind. So anyway, enough babbling on, because I tend to babble. Let's get into this LaserDisc, and this is in fact sealed. As you can see all the little marks there that indicates that this is a factory seal. Not only that, it's still got the price tag on it. So look what the price tag says. It says $39.99. $49. This was a $40 disc. And this is the 90s, and it was still this expensive. And this was okay, oh, this says 98 release. So maybe the 98 is when they put it on LaserDisc. Or, because I think the films usually, they come out on video cassette or LaserDisc like a year, sometimes a year after, or a few months after they release it on home video. So this was probably a 98 film then. But 98, this is getting towards the end of LaserDisc's life. LaserDisc ended in 2000. 2000, they stopped putting movies out on this format. So LaserDisc, this is 2 years before LaserDisc died. So I just broke the seal. Let's They sure don't make it easy to get it open. Okay. Let's get the... That's it. She's free. She is free. Let's get the, there we go, one more piece of the wrapping. As you can see, there's some wear and tear on the ink. I mean, these are old, so the jacket's, you know, but at least the jacket's not torn. You can still read the title. That's what I hated about LaserDiscs, is usually the cover would tear right in here, and of course then you couldn't see the title, and sometimes they would put the title on more than one time. Like sometimes they'd have it down here and then at the bottom and then up at the top. Well, this one just has it one time. So if the spine tears, you're not going to be able to read the title. So let's check out the disc and make sure it arrived okay. Look at that. That is cool, guys. Okay, let's get this disc here. And let's pull it out. So this is the CLV. And there we go. We can see. So I'm going to flip the disc around. So this is showing number 2. I want number 1 showing on the see-through, because they've got writing on the back side. Well, this writing is this is how you can tell if it's a factory sleeve or not, because the factory sleeves have blue lettering on the back of them, and then on this side it's clear. And I ordered some of these sleeves that were clear, and you know, I like them because they don't have any writing on the back of them. But because this is a factory sleeve, we're going to keep it in the factory sleeve. Because my sleeves, I don't think are any better than these. Because the ones I have are cheap as well. So, but although this is a little thinner than what mine are, so I might change that out because, yeah, I might change that out because that is pretty thin. Anyway, I'm gonna flip the disc around, or we'll just pull the disc out so you guys can see. This is it. This is the brand new shiny disc with no dust. Well, there's a couple of specks of dust, but yeah, brand new, guys. Brand spanking new with no scratches. No scratches at all. That's why I like to buy them new, because I want them to be scratch free. I take very good care of my LaserDiscs, so I am very careful when I pull them out, you know, put them back in, or when I mean off the shelf. When I pull it out of the shelf, put it back on the shelf, I'm careful. You know, and I'm very careful about, you know, touching the sides of the discs and not putting fingerprints on the actual disc. Now, there is a cleaner that you can buy called Novus, and it is a plastic cleaner. So, if you're going to clean your LaserDiscs, I highly recommend using Novus. So we're going to put this thing back into its jacket, and then what I'm going to do is I got a protective sleeve that I'm going to put it in, a little protective cover thing. And we'll be right back. Now it's in a protective sleeve, and this is going to be, you know, protected for years to come. There's a speck of dust that got in there. Got rid of that. There we go. Look at that, huh? Sweet. Brand new disc. Brand new LaserDisc. So we now have the completion of April's LaserDiscs. Now, I don't think I'll have any more. And then there's that. So I don't think I'll have any more LaserDiscs for April. And I think what I'll do is maybe do my LaserDisc video titles as what month it is and what year it is. Like, I'll say, okay, May is coming up, so we'll do like okay, May LaserDiscs, or June LaserDiscs, you know. So I'll probably do that in the titles, because that way people could follow along with the LaserDisc videos that I do. Now, why do I do LaserDisc videos? Because I love this format, and other people love this format, and so people really do like this particular format, which I love this format, and I'm always gonna love it. There's always gonna be a love for this. Now, these discs, even though they have not been manufactured now for 22 years, there's still fans out there of this format, and we will keep them till the day we die. And as many players as there is out there, I can see us being able to watch LaserDiscs for another 20 plus years, you know. So I don't foresee us not being able to have this format. I mean, eventually, you know, all the players will be, you know, hopefully the players will circulate for years to come. That is the sad thing about a dead format, is knowing that, okay, you've got to find a player that'll play it, and you will experience at some point in time, even though a machine is working, one day it will stop working. So you'll have to find another player. Or unless you're like me and you know how to repair them, yeah, you can repair them. But if you don't know how to repair them, you're kind of stuck spending money to buy another one. So sometimes that is the only option that people have, is that they will have to go buy another player that does work when there's poops out on them. So anyway, there is the extension video. There's the last of the April LaserDiscs. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.